Joseph Louis Thomas was born July 5th, 1973, in Columbus, Georgia, and raised in Opelika, Alabama. His father, Johnny Thomas, was a pastor. His mother, Joan Thomas, was an evangelist.
I grew up in the church. My dad was a minister. My mom was a minister. And as a kid, I was always fascinated by music, something that just continues to stay with me because there's a certain level of respect that you have to have when you're singing gospel music.
From the start, church was his first stage, singing in the choir, playing instruments by ear, and directing youth services throughout his teens. After graduating high school, Joe moved to East Orange, New Jersey. He skipped college to work at a gospel record store and recorded demos. One of these demos caught producer Vincent Herbert's attention, which led to a deal with Polygram Records under the umbrella of Mercury in 1992. Joe's debut album, Everything, was released in August 1993. The lead single, I'm in Love, reached number 10 on the Billboard R&B chart. Joe co-wrote much of this album, including a fan favorite, All or Nothing. Joe joined the all-star group Black Men United on the track You Will Know for the Jason's Lyrics soundtrack in 1994. He also appeared on the remix of Usher's Think of You. After just one album on Mercury, Joe decided to leave the label. Joe had already been working as a writer for Jive/Zamba Publishing. He was able to leverage that relationship and soon after signed a recording deal with Jive Records directly. Joe co-wrote All the Things Your Man Won't Do, which was first released on the Don't Be a Menace soundtrack, reaching number 2 on the R&B chart and number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100, and earned Joe his first Grammy nomination in 1997 for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. By 1997, Joe released his second studio album, All That I Am. The lead single, Don't Wanna Be a Player, reached number 5 on the R&B chart. Don't wanna be a player no more. The follow-up single, The Love Scene, peaked at number 7. A next song, Good Girls, also charted, gaining moderate radio play on R&B radio. All That I Am was certified platinum, 1 million albums sold worldwide, and it debuted at number 4 on the R&B albums chart. That same year, Joe was featured on Big Pun's song, Still Not a Player, which sampled Don't Wanna Be a Player. It became a crossover success and peaked at 24 on the Billboard Hot 100. Joe then teamed up with Chico DeBarge on the duet No Guarantee, released in 1997 on Chico's Longtime No See album. Though the song didn't crack the top 10, the smooth jam became a favorite among R&B fans. Joe wrote the song Missing You, which was later recorded by Case and released in 2001. Case's version spent 4 weeks at number 1 on the R&B chart and peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Joe sang alongside Case on the song Faded Pictures in 1998, which was featured on the Rush Hour movie soundtrack. This song peaked at number 3 on the R&B chart and number 10 on the Hot 100. My Name is Joe came out in 2000 and debuted at number 1 on the R&B chart and number 2 on the Billboard 200. The album went triple platinum and featured the song I Wanna Know, which climbed to number 2 on the R&B chart and number 4 on the Hot 100. It also included the song Treat Her Like a Lady. My Name is Joe earned Grammy nominations for Best R&B Album and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance, with additional recognitions from the NAACP Image Awards, BET, and Soul Train Awards. The next year, Joe released the album Better Days, which included the song What If a Woman. The album did moderately well, and it was certified gold. It earned another Grammy nomination for Best R&B Album. Joe followed up in 2003 with And Then, which also went gold. It included the song More and More and the international single Ride With You featuring G-Unit. By 2007, Ain't Nothing Like Me became Joe's next #1 R&B debut, and it entered at #2 on the Billboard 200. The album featured If I Was Your Man, which hit #3 on the R&B charts. After this album, Joe parted ways with Jive Records. He later revealed that the label failed to properly support his music. Joe chose to go independent. Joe's first indie release was Joe Thomas' New Man in 2008. It debuted at #8 on the Billboard 200. The next year, Joe returned with Signature, debuted at #7 on the Billboard 200. Joe released his first and only Christmas album in 2010 called Home is the Essence of Christmas. Released in 2011, The Good, the Bad, the Sexy became Joe's 7th top 10 album on the R&B chart, debuting at #8. Joe's 2014 album, Bridges, also debuted at #1 on the R&B albums chart and featured Love and Part 2 with Kelly Rowland. Joe stayed active, releasing Doubleback, Evolution of R&B in 2013. This album debuted at #1 on the R&B charts and #6 on the Billboard 200. It included the adult R&B hit I'd Rather Have a Love, which peaked at #5. Joe released My Name is Joe Thomas in 2016. It opened at #2 on the R&B albums chart, and the single So I Can Have You Back reached #1 on the adult R&B chart. My Name is Joe Thomas was Joe's last studio album. Over the years, Joe has earned 7 Grammy nominations. He's never won a Grammy, but the recognition shows how strong his work has been and always has. Joe has had more top 5 debuts on the R&B albums chart than any other artist since 1997, 11 total. He likes to keep his life private and continues to let his music speak for him. Over 3 decades, Joe built a catalog rooted in real R&B, written from the heart and always true. It's been a pleasure covering the artistry, musicianship, and vocals of Mr. Joe Thomas. If I missed anything in this bio, or if I got anything wrong, which I don't think I did because I try to do my research very, very thoroughly. I try. And I appreciate everybody's support of this channel. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.